I don't even really know how to start this story, but I think that I may have just conned a con artist inadvertently. Here's what happened. So I got on a dating website. I haven't been very active on it. Today is Sunday. Last Monday, started talking to a guy. Very quickly takes it to text. We're texting back and forth. He's real personable, real charming, real sweet. Asks me about my debt, specifically credit card debt. I tell him I have a bit. And on Wednesday, he calls me, tells me that he wants to make my life easier, just feels bad that I'm stressed, would like to make a payment to my credit card. Kind of weird? Sure, but I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no if someone tries to give me money. So he sends me bank account information. I add it to my app and I make a payment from the bank account. I'm thinking there's no way this is going to clear. It was like $7,100. It clears the next day. Insane. I still don't know what to think, but great. I mean, I'm not mad about it. So yesterday he calls me and says, I want to make another payment to your credit card. Kind of weird, but again, not going to say no if someone tries to give me money. So he tells me, do you still have my bank account information? Make a $2,500 payment to your credit card. So I do. A little while later, he calls me again and says, shit, I didn't mean to say $2,500. I meant to say $1,500. Can you Venmo me $1,000? At this point, I'm like, okay, Tinder swindler. I know what's happening right now. Abso-fucking-lutely not. But I don't tell him that because now I'm like, I need to get as much information from this guy that I possibly can. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, send me the Venmo information. He sends it to me. I'm like, how's your day? Like, how's everything going? Meanwhile, I'm on my phone. He's never had access to my phone, but I'm changing all of my passwords because I'm like, I don't know. Can you hack someone's phone just from talking to someone? I don't know. Changing all my passwords. He's like, did you send the 1,000? I'm like, yeah, did you not get it? I didn't send it. He's like, no, I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, that's so weird. I sent it. I don't know why it didn't work. He's like, can you send me a screenshot? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let me go back in there. So I pretend I'm like going back in my Venmo and I'm like, oh, weird. It like logged me out. I don't know what's happening. And then I start kind of freaking out and I'm like, oh my God, I'm locked out of my Venmo account. I don't know what's going on right now. Like, what just happened? Like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. He's like, calm down. It's totally fine. I'm sure it's just like a glitch or something. Like, it's not a problem. And I'm like, well, this has never happened. It happened right after I sent money to an account that I don't know. And he's like, well, I promise it wasn't me. So I'm like, well, I'm going to call Venmo and see what's going on. He's like, don't do that. Don't call. It's fine. Like, let's just try again in like an hour. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm like, okay, well, have a good day. I got some stuff to do. I'll call you back in like an hour. So I call Venmo. I tell them what just happened. I report the account. They're like, thank you so much. I try to call the bank where he sent me his bank account information from. It's a bank in Texas. They're not open on the weekend. I can't find any contact info. I can't talk to anybody until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Then I call my credit card, explain the whole thing. I was on the phone with them for like an hour and a half, just explaining what's going on, telling them like, I'm sure at some point these payments are going to reverse. Like, this is a con. I'm in the middle of a con right now. And I want to make sure that everyone knows I'm not involved in this. So like at some point these payments are going to be reversed, right? The chick tells me, well, yes and no. No, like you can't reverse a payment. The payment that was made earlier in the week, that's already cleared. Like, that's done. Reversing that would require opening a fraud investigation. So unless this dude like stole someone's identity and is using someone's account, like it's done. She's like, we've heard this a lot. She's like, more than likely that account that you made the payment from, it's probably closed. The number that you were talking to him on, burner phone's probably already done. She's like, usually in these situations, they've moved on. Like, they know they're not gonna get money from you, so they've moved on. I have no idea what's about to, like, did I just get money from a con artist? Did he steal some old lady's identity and I just like cleared out some old lady's checking account? Obviously I would return the money if that's the case. I have no idea what's about to happen right now. So I guess stay tuned for part 2 when I actually talk to someone.
Of course, these scammers are going to be super charming. It works like a charm on post walls who now get ignored by most men. But the offering to pay isn't a stretch of the imagination. There are plenty of simps online who buy thoughts new cars. However, the key difference is that these thoughts who get sugar daddies or super simps are hot and in their prime. And also, did you notice this career lady still has student debt? This is the reality for a lot of these so-called boss ladies. Despite having a career, they're constantly in debt by the compound interest on their student loans. So the extra added stress ages them like dog years, and they're one job away from becoming homeless, which is another motivation to con a great guy with a great job and great credit to marry them and take on their debt and even pay it off. There's an update.
All right, part 2 of the con artist situation I'm dealing with. So I called the bank this morning in Texas and gave them the account information, and it's not a valid account. Straight up, it's just a bogus account number. So there is no one else involved. I didn't drain someone's account. It's just a bogus account number that will not go anywhere. I called my credit card company back. They said that the payments will eventually reverse, but it could take like 7 to 10 business days, which is so confusing to me. I don't understand how, like, if I made a payment from my own bank account and there wasn't enough money, it would get returned pretty quickly. They said it takes the bank a little while to verify the account information, so it's giving catch me if you can vibes. Yeah, it's a pretty simple scam. I unfortunately don't even have anyone to report this to because I didn't lose any money. So technically speaking, I can't report a crime because nothing actually happened. So that's it. That's the story. I guess nothing will happen. I guess the only lesson I've learned from this is to only accept money through Venmo. And for all the Karens who told me don't accept money from people, I'm sending you a Venmo request.
Gotcha, bitch!
That lady really thought a scammer gave her money and that she got a come up. Sorry to spoil your fantasies, but unicorns don't exist. Santa is not real. Single post walls don't live happily ever after, and that's what today's video reviews is about. Post walls getting scammed to see if there's any red pill truths that we can take away from these videos.
My mom was actually very specific about wanting to do online dating, and it felt safer.
Online dating felt safer.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't painful enough that Kelly Gow's mother, Laura Kowal, was scammed out of $1.5 million, then found dead in the Mississippi River, when Kelly started investigating what happened, she discovered her mom's role in something criminal.
There's nothing new about women being attracted to the bad boys or outright criminals. They love the excitement and drama. They so badly want to live in a thriller movie to the point that they'll ruin a good relationship for that drama, so that they can have something exciting to talk about to their petty friends. You have a double post wall with a gut, desperate for a high-value man with a player vibe. And even at her age, with her non-existent looks, this proves that she still has high standards like she was still in her prime. So it's easy for scammers to attract these delusional modern women because all they have to do is feed into their delusion. Like add on the profile that they make 6 figures and all the gold diggers and entitled women are drawn to it like flies to shit. And remember, there's an 80% chance this post-wall filed for divorce and chose to be single. So her being alone is because of her wanting another HOE phase. Or she got complacent and got fat and the man left.
She got so deep into this scam, and when she tried getting out of it, she became what is known in these scams as a money mule. They got her hooked into it.
Laura wasn't alone.
My name is Glenda.
It's the latest scammer tactic, now so widespread that federal agents have broadcast warnings.
Police officers told me that my love was a scam.
I want to say men got scammed all the time by many women, and there are no special news exclusives for them. Most modern women scam men one way or another. Either they get free meals or outright ask all the men they're talking to cash app them money for a fake emergency, and so on. I honestly feel sorry for the very old lady because she might have been an honest, good woman whose husband passed away from a time when people's words meant something. But it just goes to show women past the age of 50 are usually super desperate.
This feels like it moves to a whole other level of sinister.
They use victims till the end.
Retired Postal Inspector Natalie Rita investigated cases where victims fell so hard for their scammers, they'd do anything they were told, like depositing other victims' money in their accounts to launder it and stay one step ahead of the authorities. At first, the victims might not have realized they were committing a crime.
They check their reasoning at the door.
Kelly says her mom opened bank accounts, created fake corporations, and even set up phony dating profiles for the scammers.
Women would move mountains for the right man. This is why a lot of broke Chads and Tyrones are able to get into LTRs and even have kids with many women because they check all the physical demands. The 6 feet, 6 inch, 6 pack. Another component the news is missing is that a lot of post walls are living paycheck to paycheck, or they realize that they're going to have to work till they're dead because there's no man there to ease up the burden. That's what motivates them to do illegal things, probably knowingly in hopes to get rich and so they can, quote unquote, finally kick up their feet and relax. And it's another reason why modern women will build with struggle rappers and garage band musicians and petty drug dealers over men with promising career paths, because they want that easy life. They want the 5-star vacation lifestyle where they don't ever have to do wife duties like cook a meal or clean. Another thing, ignorance of the law doesn't mean they get a free pass, but because they're women and damsels in distress, and if they call themselves victims and shed a tear, they get treated with kids' gloves instead of co-conspirator.
Could your mom have been compromised and actually been working for these guys?
I believe so.
At the time of her death, police said Kelly's mom, Laura, was actually under investigation for money laundering. Federal agents had traced some of the money Laura unwittingly sent to scammers to Chicago and arrested this woman, Jennifer Gosha, along with 2 Nigerian nationals for alleged involvement in romance fraud. While prosecutors say Gosha was an active participant, she has pleaded not guilty and told us she too was a money mule, duped by one of the Nigerians, and says she never made a nickel.
It wasn't like a ding, 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 something's wrong.
Gosha says she dated one of the Nigerians in real life, but he operated behind her back.
I served in the Iraqi war. I raised my children. I am not someone who decides, after all I've accomplished in my life, now I'm going to become a criminal mastermind.
And of course, a single mom dates a real-life Pookie and Ray Ray. A lot of these females in the feminist West don't care how a man gets his money, as long as he spends it on them. They know he's not doing an illegitimate business because he can barely read, yet he carries around wads of cash in his pocket and owns expensive cars. Back to the video. This is the same female that probably has said 1,000 times she don't need no man, but yet she's willing to risk her freedom for a man, and she knowingly helped the man scam other women, or I think it was the other lady. I'm telling you, women have less regard for the law than most men. Why? Because they rarely face any consequences for their actions, and if they do, it's a slap on the wrist or at least less time for the same crime that a male commits.
If I'm going to come up with the scheme, it's not going to be this dumbass scheme.
If convicted, Gosha could face up to 30 years in prison.
Do you ever think to yourself, I played a part in someone's life being ruined?
I have thought that many, many times. And I didn't play a part in it knowingly.
You're saying you're a victim of the scammers as well.
I'm absolutely a victim. But
And you're a victim who may end up doing time.
And only because they feel like I should have known. Damn!
Damn, 30 years for a criminal? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This scam to me sounds like a Ponzi scheme, where the so-called victim post-wall realizes it's a scam and in order to get out are promised they can walk away if they can sucker more people into it. In Ponzi schemes, original investors realize it's a scam and do the same thing, help lure more people in to get their money back so they can get out without a loss, which is still illegal.
As for Kelly Gao, her thought is simple. Someone has to pay.
And I have so much anger towards them. They took everything away from her. And my family will never get that time back.
It's her fault too. She at a certain point knew what she was doing was wrong, but instead of coming clean to the authorities, she continued the scam because she wanted to make that promised payday. I'm just guessing. Anyways, let's see what the commenters think about this. Top comment says, so sad and mind-blowing, hope she finds closure. Most post-walls lives are so dreadful that they have nothing to lose. This is why I think they're willing to take the risk. Another comment, if anybody speaks to you about money, you can cut them off, no questions, end it. That's most women on dating sites. They talk about money all the time. So yeah, I agree, cut them off immediately. So the next time a 304 asks you for money or brings it up on a dating site or some sob story about not having enough money for something, call her a scammer and report her profile to the dating site. On to the next video.
I try to stay with at least something good clothes-wise because I don't want people to ride down the street and see me sitting at a bus stop and be like, oh, that dude's homeless. When in reality, I am. I wasn't so much worried about housing. I'll hook up with a girl and stay with her for a few days. Right now, I'm on a couple dating sites, and they ask me what I do for work. I'm intelligent enough to tell them I'm a corporate attorney. I'm a finance attorney. I know enough about finance and different things that I can get my way through it for a few days until I can't prove anything. And then the questions come up, and then it's like, all right, I got to get the hell out of here. So let me figure out, let me get my exit plan going.
And there it is. Saying you're super successful or have money attracts these gold diggers like a hobo on a ham sandwich. There's nothing wrong with women wanting the best man they can get, but come on. You see the way the guy looks? Don't tell me they would talk to him if he even lied that he had an average job. They were so-called interested in him because they wanted to use him for free relationship benefits to give them a soft life. This king is doing what a lot of thoughts do, except they don't lie about their career. They just lie to men that they really like them to get the benefits and continue to bed hop. He's using pure skill, the gift of the gab. This guy should be teaching pickup, not some handsome chatter Tyrone PUAs.
See, that's the thing. I don't tell good lies. The lies I tell are going to get exposed within 48, 72, 96 hours.
I think his lies are good because, apparently, he's able to con women for their money. Most men lose money by default dating women in general, so a win is a win.
I don't think the moment through. Just like a perfect example. Met this girl on a dating app, had told her that I was a finance guy for a large bank. So the other night we went out to dinner. When it come time to pay the bill, I'm like, oh shit, my wallet's in the car. Sorry. So she paid the bill, and then we went to the hotel. Of course, they denied my debit card, you know what I mean? And I'm like, shit, you'll have to pay that. Sorry. And that was, yeah, she paid it. We spent the night, but it wasn't a pleasant night. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's how it's done. He got the free meal and a hotel room. I swear these females will do anything for the chance of a come-up. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Like I said, this guy isn't attractive. He's below average looking, so you gotta give respect. He's got legitimate skills.
It seems like I get lucky with women. I was texting a woman before I came over here off one of the dating apps, and I'm like, you know, did you see that I'm missing part of my right leg? And she shoots a response back, well, as long as everything else works on your body, I don't care.
And he's a cripple too. This guy gets mad respect. Not having a leg would make most women ghost the moment they found that out.
Okay, so in a woman, I look for heavyweight. Little chunky, insecure, somebody that if I'm really nice to, and even having one leg will get up and go in the kitchen and make dinner for them.
And there it is again. Double post walls are getting conned, which just proves that post walls over 40 who are going through menopause are super desperate and lonely. Otherwise, if they were as happy as feminists claim to be, they wouldn't give this guy the time of day.
I've learned over the years, if I haven't learned one thing, you've got to take your time. Not everybody's going to be like, come over to my house. Especially this day and age, that's kind of hard to find. Number two, you got to falsify your name because you can't have them digging in the background. I mean, anybody's so easy to look up these days. And it's not that I'm trying to steal thousands and thousands of dollars from them. All I'm looking for is the relationship where I can live the longest, the comfortablest in their home. I want to sleep with her. I want her to take care of me. I want a bed to sleep in. I want a house to sleep in. This girl I'm talking to right now, I might move in with her and live with her for a year.
This guy just wants his soft guy era. Drizzle. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm pretty sure these post walls, before they figure out they got scammed, like to be around him because he's harsh to look at. So what other reason besides the chance of the come up? He's got to be one of the smoothest talkers out there.
I was in a hospital in Ohio, met this nurse. The day I get released, she invites me to her house. I end up staying at her house. She wanted to move to Florida. Of course, I was wanting to get the hell out. I convinced her to buy me a new truck. Well, at first I told her I was going to pay cash, and then they had 0% financing. And I told her, I was like, I'll pay for the house in Florida, but we need to put this on you because if we put it on me, I won't be able to get a mortgage because this will be on me. So she had like a impeccable credit score. So she buys me a new truck. We take off for Florida. We're only supposed to be down there about 2 weeks. End up being down there like 2 months. And for some reason, a red flag went off on her or whatever, but she called the cops on me. She had had enough. She knew that I didn't have no money.
Holy smokes, dude got a new truck from her on top of a free couple-month vacation in Florida. I'm legitimately impressed. This just goes to show, if she wanted to, she would, like buy you a new truck. Drizzle.
You know, there's going to be no woman that wants a man that's can't carry his weight, can't be a man to them. I'm never going to get any woman by being honest with her. I think the only way I could redeem myself is either maybe find Jesus or get some damn mental help, maybe.
I honestly believe him being honest can give him a legitimate soft guy era with a post wall that actually likes him for who he is. Because clearly, they like his personality. Someone who's super lonely is going to realize it's better to have a live-in boyfriend than be alone. Anyways, King, you dropped your crown. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.